A 911 call from a 17-year-old boy telling the operator that he had just shot his mother and sister not once but multiple times and then in cold blood systematically killed them. This all took place in the family mansion located in a posh suburb of Fort Worth, Texas. Now, before we get into this and ask why and what happened here, I need you to hear part of this chilling 911 call from Jake Evans. He's the young 17-year-old. Now, be warned, this is graphic material. It may be shocking to some. Here is this 911 tape.
911, where is your emergency?
My house.
Okay, what's the emergency?
I just killed my mom and my sister.
You just killed your mother and your sister? How did you do that?
I shot them with a .22 revolver.
Are you sure they're dead?
Yes.
Okay, I want you to stay on the phone with me, okay? Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. Where is the gun?
It's on the kitchen counter.
Is there any reason that you were so angry at your mother and your sister?
I don't know. I wasn't. It's weird. I wasn't even really angry with them. It just kind of happened. I've been kind of planning on killing for a while now.
The two of them, or just anybody?
Pretty much anybody.
Why?
I don't know. I don't really like people's kind of attitude.
Right.
I think they're very like, you know, emotional. I don't know, verbally rude to each other and stuff like that.
Right.
I don't know.
It's okay.
It's just my family. I don't know. They're just kind of really. I guess this is really selfish to say, but to me, I felt like they were just suffocating me in a way. I don't know. I think, obviously, you know, I'm pretty, I guess, evil, but that's, whatever.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
Everyone who listens to that has got to get the same chilling feeling that I get. In sort of that cold, unemotional, I'm evil. He's not on drugs. He's not manic. He's not psychotic. There's no evidence of him responding to stimuli or bizarre thoughts. It's all methodical and extremely difficult to understand. I want you to listen to another portion of this call. Again, very graphic. Here's Jake telling the 911 operator how he killed his sister and mother. Take a listen.
I'm listening. Okay, you have my undivided attention.
This is really gonna mess me up for this, you know, in the future. See, my sister, I told my sister that my mom needed her.
Mm-hmm.
She was in her room, and she came out of her room, and I shot her, rolled down the stairs, and I shot her again. Then I went down and I shot my mom about maybe 3 or 4 times. But I'll never forget this. My sister, she came down the stairs and she was screaming, and I was telling her that I'm sorry, but that just told Bill that, you know, I was just gonna make it go away, you know, but she just kept on freaking out. But finally she fell down and I shot her in the head about probably 3 times.
So they're both downstairs?
Yes.
Okay, where are you?
In the kitchen.
Okay. You're not sitting by the gun, are you?
No, it's about like 10 or 15 feet away from me.
It's all right. Where's your dad?
He's out of town.
Do you know where he is? Out of town?
Washington, D.C.
Okay.
And for, I guess, future reference, I don't really want to see any of my family members, you know, like it and visiting or whatever. I don't know how it works or anything, but I just don't want any type of visitors.
Unbelievable. Joining me to discuss this is clinical psychologist Ramani Durvasula. What is your take? This is a bizarre, unusual. You know, when I first heard this tape, I thought to myself, oh my God, people think that somebody who's killing is angry and aggressive and hateful.
Right. Yeah.
But there's a spectrum of people that kill, and this is a certain thing.
Yes.
What do you think?
Drew, the absolute absence of emotion, and even sort of labeling himself, I did something wrong, I did something evil, but there's almost a complete detachment from emotion and insight.
But he doesn't seem dissociated.
He doesn't seem dissociated, that's the thing.
It's almost like my sister was suffering, so I had to hold still while I make you not suffer.
Coming up with these odd rationales. The first place I'd want to go, is going on in this kid's brain in terms of if what we call an organic cause, meaning like, does he have a tumor? Has something changed in his brain? That that workup is the first place
Yeah,
I
it's
would
funny
go,
you would
the
say. It
first
was
place.
my first thought, too.
Yes.
I mean, if people remember, there was a famous incident at the University of Texas, Austin,
Yes.
where a guy with a frontal lobe tumor went
Yep.
up into the clock tower and started shooting people
Yes.
randomly.
Yes.
This, I think, may
Felt
well
like
be
that.
one of those same circumstances. At least that's the first thing to make
Yes,
sure
it
isn't.
is.
Joining us on the phone is Sheriff Larry Fowler. Also want to remind the callers, please call and talk about this case, 855-373-7395. Larry Fowler, Parker County, Texas. He has spent time with Jake, the killer, since the shooting. Sheriff, can you help shed any light on this?
Well, I really wish I could. You heard the tape just as I have, and for 2 hours after this incident occurred out there, after we had this young man down in the sheriff's office, and he was interviewed and linked for 2 hours by our local Texas Ranger here, and we heard just about the same thing that we were hearing on this tape. He just rambles around. Now, in checking into this young man's background, and I think you mentioned it before, there's no drug history, there's no alcohol history, there's no family violence history, there is no history.
There's no misbehavior. He was a good student. But I did hear something. I listened to a longer version of the tape, and he was complaining of headaches and going to see an allergist repeatedly because of these so-called sinus headaches. Is there a plan to do a CAT scan on this kid to make sure? I'm not making excuses for his behavior, but you want to. Both we have two mental health people here saying, get a brain scan to make sure this isn't something like the University of Texas incident.
Well, he now has an attorney, and I'm sure all that will be in the offing as this case goes forward. But seriously, I mean, in 50 years in this business that I've been in this business, I have never seen anything like this. I mean, the officers, when they arrived on the scene out there, it was the same when he came out of the house and they took him into custody. It was the same flat monotone, nothing exciting. They asked him where his mother and sister were, and he told them where the two deceased persons were. And his demeanor and everything has not changed since that phone call.